I've been playing Persona 5, so I have the airsoft theme layer cake on my brain. Oh no, I hear myself. I destroy it. Also, King in Yellow. No, you don't forget something with King in Yellow. You forget something with a false Hydra, you silly. Hi. Yeah. I make a stream. And I tell YouTube, hey, I would like this to be like my previous members only stream. And then YouTube says, oh, okay, so we're gonna make it a normal stream. And I say, but why would I ask you to make this with the same features and characteristics as my previous member stream if I didn't want it to be members? And then YouTube says, would you like me to withhold your payment for the month? And I go, no. And then I go ahead and I don't have a member stream. However, I am someone who believes that since I already started stream and it was not members, it would be disrespectful to you in order to force it to be members. So y'all are just like getting Faust. Like a Faust, some would say, if they were referencing the hit Lonely Island song Like a Boss. Which I would never. Hi. How goes it? What am I doing? Oh, I'm reading a book. That's what I'm doing. I actually have a little like lounge thing here, but I haven't used it in a bit. So I think I'm just going to stick to the main chat. However, I do like the fact that I set up this little reading nook. Wait, I think I know how to do it. Hold on. Reading window. It's Faust. What the heck? That's not what I want. That's not what I want. There we go. And then text box can be Faust. Look at how good of a streamer I am. Look at how good I am at fixing things on the fly. Oh my gosh, this seems incredibly difficult to read for you. Can you even read this? Is this... No, this is so illegible. What the hecky heck? Let's just do this. Wom. Wom. And does that even work? Yes, because Faust is like really weirdly formatted. So I can just do this. And boom, we can read Faust. It's like magic. Hi. You do not mind the Christmas attire? I like the Christmas attire, mostly because I like Christmas. I'm not gonna lie, that's the main reason. However, it is the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Hello, Rimuru and Red Glove and Gokbei and DP and Togadamaru and Driver. Hi. This was supposed to be a member stream, and then it wasn't because YouTube doesn't like it when I have nice things. And by nice things, I mean a members only stream. However, what I will say is I've already been thinking and I've already been planning where I would like to, instead of doing a reading stream for members only, I would like to swap to having a members only like productivity stream, a members only like work buddy stream every week, and then my reading that I do, because I want to continue this, partially for the content, but also just because I want to keep reading like old sources, is what if I start every normal stream? Like I start every Wednesday stream, I start every Saturday stream, I start every like YouTube, Twitch stream with just reading like a chapter from a book. And I'm not going to do that with Faust because I've already started Faust on this Friday schedule. But what if after I finish Faust, the next thing I do is I start every stream by reading a chapter to kind of like start the stream, like kickstart it, let folks file in. If you don't care about that, you have like half an hour to join the stream before it gets to the part you care about. But if you do care about that, then it will be easily accessible at the start of every stream. And then I might do it where I'm reading 2 things, one on Wednesdays, one on Saturdays, but I don't know. Not in German, horrifying. Oh no. You can still make it that way afterwards? No, I know I can make it subs only afterwards, but like, why would I make it members only if there's people who aren't members that are already here? You're not reading it in German? Boo, I'm sorry, Gravy Buttman. You have a book suggestion? Go ahead. Sorry to sneeze. I feel like I need to sneeze more. What was I doing? My keyboard typo? Oh, I thought you were saying that the book recommendation was title My Keyboard Typo, and I'm like, that's an odd title. Department 19 by Will Hill. Thank you for the bless yous. I was making noises afterwards. I don't know why. I was like squeaking because I was like, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. Okay, so how many of you have not kept up with Faust? How many of you have not been doing your homework and watching the reading streams? Because we're on Act 3, Scene 2. We are in Act 3, Scene 2. We've already gone through half of this. Because we did Part 1, like the preludes, Act 1, Act 2. We started Act 2. The goal is to finish Act 3 by today. We might not get it, though, because this is like 6 chapters. But a lot of them are short. Then we have Act 4, and then we also have Act 5. And then in Part 2, we have Act 1, Act 2, and I don't know what Classical Walpurgis Night is. But I guess, you know? You've never heard of most of it, but you're honestly not picky. You haven't too many things. Okay, so you already know what we're doing. You already know how I treat you right. Do I even have MS Paint on this? I think I do. Okay, so we'll just come over here. Okay, so briefly, I give you chat privileges. Use it well. Scream so that above me there is movement, if you so wish. When Faust, we are following Dr. Faust, who is like the guy, right? He's this super cool doctor that saved a bunch of people from the plague. He's super well liked. He's super knowledgeable. And if you ask him, he's just the smartest, absolute best, amazing guy ever, which other people might disagree with, but also everyone kind of strokes his ego every time they talk to him. So maybe he is. I don't know. I can't comment. And he's just like, hey, what if I use the like actual literal magic I know to summon a spirit? And so he does. And he summons a spirit and is like, hey, spirit, hi. And then the spirit's like, oh, you summoned me. Do you want me to give you magic? And he's like, no. And then the spirit goes away. And then he is talking to another doctor or like an aide or something. And this aide is like, hey, look at that dog. And then Faust is like, that dog looks like it's drawing runes around us. It's doing circles that are geometric. That must mean that it's casting a spell or a curse on us. And then the doctor's like, bro, that's a dog running in circles looking for its master. What do you want? And then he's like, you should adopt the dog. And then Faust is like, okay. So Faust adopts the dog, but the dog actually secretly is Mephistopheles, who is a demon who I believe was the spirit that was summoned earlier and is now back in dog form, turns into a human and is like, hey, do you want magic? And is like, hey, yo, what's up, my boy? I'm gonna split. And then Faust is like, but why won't you give me magic? And then Mephistopheles is like, oh, no, I could never. However, you put a pentagram at your doorway, but you drew it incorrectly. So you allowed me to enter your house, but I cannot leave until you give me permission. And then Faust is like, oh, that's perfect. Then you can give me magic. And then Mephistopheles is like, no. And then I thought this was Mephistopheles was like playing the salesman and being like, oh, no. I'm not going to bother you. You can just call me another time. But no, Mephistopheles literally summons more spirits to put Faust to sleep so that he can then summon rats to chew the pentagram so that he can now leave, because apparently he literally couldn't leave. And if you're wondering why he couldn't leave through like the chimney or the window, is because apparently demons can only exit the way that they entered a household, right? Last time I read Faust was about 25 years ago in school. I have never read this, so I know the long and short, but this is my first foray into it. What the dog doing? Walpurgisnacht is a witch in Madoka Magica? Good to know. Des Pudels Kern, the kernel of the brute, is actually a German expression based on Faust, meaning the crux of the matter. Okay, so anyway, all of this happens, and I'm just gonna take this and just, it's gone now. So now Faust fell asleep, and Mephistopheles returns, and basically off camera, or like on camera, it's shown in the play, Mephistopheles went up to heaven, literally just started smack talking God, like to his face, to the divine, to the Lord, and was smack talking him. And then they basically had a wager where they very much like in a Book of Job sense, were like, hey, can I corrupt Faust, or will he stay loyal to you as like a devout Christian or whatever? And so the crux of the matter is Mephistopheles is trying to corrupt Faust. And Faust is so easily corruptible. Like, corruption arc, day one, he's already halfway there. Because not only is he a literal, actual wizard with literal, actual magic that talks to literal, actual spirits of the world and invokes the names of, like, the four winds to, like, cast spells. Also, he's just kind of a jerk. So Mephistopheles takes him about and takes him to go see a witch. And the witch makes him a potion of youth, and he drinks the potion of youth, and they go and see these random drunks in a tavern, and then Mephistopheles makes the drunks in the tavern drink some fake alcohol that he summons and conjures to mess with them, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of meandering. However, I'm enjoying it. Poodle is just poodle? Yes. So the dog that I mentioned before, it was a black poodle, which is why I'm of the opinion that all hellhounds, because they take after their fiendish masters, should be poodles. I mean, is spirit magic a bad thing, though? I feel like spirit magic is pretty firmly anti-Christian, if nothing else. Like, maybe I'm wrong here, but my understanding is that in most Christian canon, whether it's like Catholicism, Protestantism, or anything, you can like only get power from the divine, and miracles are not something that man can make, is my understanding. So to make miracles from powers other than the divine would be heretical, unless I'm misunderstanding. And that's why a lot of times in Christianization of lands in like throughout history, there was a big effort to subsume the local religion into a Christianized lens, which is why Catholicism has so many saints, is because with like the Catholic invasion of the British Isles, there's the idea of, oh no, your God isn't a God, it's actually just a saint under our God. They're not a real God, however, they are blessed by the Lord, kind of deal, blah, 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 blah. That's my understanding. What about Great Dane hellhounds? I can't stop picturing Scooby-Doo in black for some reason. Okay, but did Scooby-Doo ever actually, no, Scooby-Doo definitely is like summoned a demon at one point. I would not be surprised in that case. According to Catholicism, witchcraft is not real because only God has power. Witchcraft is not heresy. It is in fact believing in witchcraft. And that's the core of it, right? It's like believing in that kind of stuff. But if someone literally like, okay, there's a moment in Faust. No. Where was it? It was... Where was it? Not the throne room. Was it the spacious hall? Cause like he just starts casting spells, and it was honestly kind of wicked. What? The guarding girls? Who are the guarding? The fancy wreath? What? What? Oh, that's part 2. That's why. I was so confused. So this would be Faust's study. And then he just starts casting spells. And I do want to just look back into this because I thought it was really cool. No, so this is the spirits. What the hecky heck? It's not before the town gate, is it? Is it? I'm sorry, I'm just fully distracted right now. I want to figure out when he's casting spells. Because, like, he has a wizard battle with Mephistopheles. It's so cool. And I wasn't expecting it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Does anyone who watched the stream know what I'm talking about? Oh, I just realized. Man, I need to be better about checking my other monitor, because this is now the second time in the past couple streams where I just fully had the wrong thing on stream. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. What am I doing? This is Faust Study. So there's just like a straight up wizard battle. Yeah, let loose on thee my mightiest... So spellbound behind the stove it stands, and like an elephant expands. It fills the alcove up complete, into a mist 'twill melt away. Ascend not to the ceiling, lay thyself down at thy master's feet. Thou seest, I threaten not in vain. I'll scorch thee with holy fire, for that dread light best not remain, which burns with threefold glow. Retire, nor wait till I, thou spawn of hell, let loose on thee my mightiest spell. And, like, he just has a wizard duel with him. Where's the spells? He starts, like, calling out, like, spirits and, like, calling out anime names. It's so funny. All right, he's like, I'd very quickly make my exit, but what a trifling hindrance checks it. The wizard's foot, alas, is true, upon your threshold. Ha, 'tis well! The pentagram perplexes you. But answer me, thou son of hell, if that can thrust you backward, how contrived you to get it but now? How came a spirit so astute to tumble into such a snare? You'll find, if you look closely to it, it is not drawn with proper care. The outer angle's incomplete. You may discover at a glance the lines converge, but do not meet. And, like, it's so weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a wizard war. It's so silly. I remember what you're talking about, but I don't remember the act scene. Also, if you know how to call on them, it's a pretty neutral thing, but again, kind of just my interpretation. You feel like if it was the one god thing that was shoved aside the locals, but also I need to read the stuff of Faust, is that spirits are the world and art's part. I mean, so that's the thing, right? Like, in Faust, I'm pretty sure spirit is just a generalized term. Oh, okay, I found it. To grapple with the monster, I, the spell of the four, at first will try. Salamander, he shall glow, into streams undine flow. Vanish sylph, and kobold double, shall his turmoil be in trouble. If a man know not the lore of the elemental four, the power of each and property, of the world of spirits he never will the master be. Hence, as he came in flash and flame, salamander, flow out and be seen a rushing stream undine. Blaze on the air a meteor fair. Sylph, us with timely help befriend. Incubus, come forth, and make an end. No one of the four is lodged in the beast. 'Tis plain, I have not touched the case. Quite still he lies, and grins in my face. His withers I have not wrung in the least. Now shall ye hear me, whatever ye are. Conjure with a spell more potent by far. Comest thou here, from hell's confine, a fugitive beyond the sign. Holy emblem, neath those power, all the fiends of darkness cower. Its bristles rise, behold it now to monstrous size dilate. Thou thing accursed and reprobate, canst thou read the holy token? Him that never was created, him that never may be spoken, all from sky to sky pervading, vilely done to death degrading, spell, and then spellbound behind the tome of deceits. Like, he calls on, like, elemental magic of the four spirits, and then is like, huh, that's not working. Guess I have to call on my power of God and anime. Wow, Faust like from Limbus Company. Oh my gosh. Double Trouble, Faust be calling on these, and Team Rocket. Exactly. I don't know. I was not expecting the wizard battle from Faust. Thank you. I appreciate that someone else recognizes how anime it is. Anyway, so now we're at the point where I don't even know what happened. Oh, right. Now Faust is interested in a girl who I think is a teenager and he's an old man, so it's really weird. And he's like, I love her. She's my soulmate, blah, 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 blah. Weird stuff like that. And so he used Mephistopheles to bring her a coffer of riches and gems. But her mom is like really weirdly good at sensing when something is divine. Like she is sense undead. She is like detect good and evil naturally. So she was like, nope, this is from the devil. Nope, no, we're giving this church. We're giving this church be gone. And then they go and donate it all to the church. And so Faust is like, what if we give her more? And then Mephistopheles is like, no, you dumb twat. Do you not understand that her mom is just going to take it away? Yeah, totally giving me Shaman King vibes. Okay, you say it's a good anime. I watched Shaman King, like I watched like 10 episodes of Shaman King like 10 years ago, maybe even longer ago. I did not enjoy it. I did not have a good time with it. There was one character from Shaman King guy in purple, who had like funky hair. Is it Crom? No. Who's the guy with the hair? Guy with hair. No. Oh, it's this guy. Even if you intend to lose, you can't solve it for. Like, who is this guy? I remember really enjoying this guy when I watched Shaman King, but that's it. I didn't like anyone else. I know that this guy, I think he started it as like a minor villain and then became a minor protagonist, like a secondary protagonist. The best anime characters with pompadours, the ultimate list. What? I have to see what this is. Okay, obviously Yosuke. So Mob Psycho, Metal Bats from One Punch Man. Is that a pompadour? I guess that's kind of a pompadour. I don't know Beelzebub. I don't know Future Diary. I have not played or read or watched Danganronpa. It's on my list. I think I have at least one of the Danganronpas. And so it's on my list to play at some point. This does not look like a pompadour. I watched Fairy Tail 15 years ago, back when it was at its peak. I don't know who this is. Katekyo Hitman Reborn, I don't know what this one is. Akudama Drive, I don't know what this one is. Wait, his name is just Hoodlum? Is this just a random side character? Bulat from Akame ga Kill, I don't know what that is. Tokyo Ghoul, I watched one episode of Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Revengers, that sounds like a discount Avengers. Oh, I know this guy. That's not a pompadour, is it? I guess it's a pompadour. I guess the fact that it's like kind of frizzy and red throws me off. Food Wars? Is Food Wars good? I've heard about it. Yamcha, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Gosick, I don't know what that is, but like, this is not a pompadour. This is a narwhal in hair form. It even has little like fins and a tail. This is a creature on your head. Knucklebine from Hunter x Hunter. I watched one episode of Hunter x Hunter with my roommate. Also, this is not a pompadour. This is a cobra with the cobra's hood like flaring out from the back of the head. This guy from Shaman King. Right, Ryunosuke. I swear at least 3 of these weren't pompadours. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a pompadour. This is quite the pompadour. His glorious pompadour will sometimes reflect his emotions and isn't safe either. Oh no! His pompadour's been sliced off! Spoilers! Hunter x Hunter's also a slow burn anime. I mean, yeah, I thought it was fine. I didn't dislike it. I just don't have the time for it. That's class. Like, this guy, I remember, he was like, I think he was like the leader of a little gang. He was a leader of like a small, basically he was like your session 1 bandit leader that by session 7, like by episode 7, became a supporting protagonist. Like not a main character by any means, but from what I'm aware, he was just like a completely normal dude with like a baseball bat or something that was a minor villain that then became a good guy. They have a big battle. He signs a pact with the devil, almost Chainsaw Man already. You're kind of right there with Faust. Ahoy, hey, a cheese professor. That would make a good clip. If you have any good clips of me, you can make it yourself. Gets possessed by an evil spirit, turns good. There we go. Redline. Why do I know Redline? Is insanely animated and adrenaline pumping film. Also, this is like more of a mohawk, no? Also, respectfully, I've written articles before. If you're gonna take a picture of someone with a pompadour, make sure to show the pompadour in the image you use. Like, what? Like, with all due respect, what is the one thing you're supposed to show in this image? It's the pompadour. What is the one thing you're not showing in this image? The pompadour. Redline was pretty decent, very short. Is it like a racing anime? Like, it's something where I recognize the animation style and the name. I think there's a Faust in Shaman King. There's a Faust everywhere. It's the Nelson memes where you... That might actually be it. That might actually be true. This just isn't a pompadour. This just... Am I the silly one? Am I the one who's dumb? Yeah, it's racing in like one short episodes, unless I'm mistaken. Ah, Big Fast, the anime. I thought that was Tokyo Drift. Or like Need for Speed. Not Need for Speed. Like, what? Gas. You know what I mean? Eurobeat. What was that anime? I forget. Can we Google what a pompadour is? I feel like we're being gaslit. Pompadour. Huh? Okay. The pompadour is a hairstyle named after Madame de Pompadour, a mistress of King Louis XV. Although there are numerous styles of variations for men, women, and children, the basic concept is having a large volume of hair swept up from the face and worn high over the forehead. Despite the name, it has nothing to do with the hairstyle of her, who are her hair back up with no extra volume on top. So you enjoy the larger pompadours? I mean, not really. I don't care about pompadours. I just saw a weird article that I wanted to click on because I'm like, why is there a list of pompadours? Initial D, thank you. Initial D is drifting stuff. You don't get all too fast because turning... Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, speed is kind of antithetical to drifting. I mean, yeah, definitionally, I guess it is a pompadour. I don't like that definition. I want to change that definition. Yosuke only got second? Oh, we're gonna kill whoever wrote this article. I'm so sorry. Crazy Diamond. Dandy's pompadour is kind of classic. I'm not gonna lie. I can't argue. I have not seen Space Dandy, and I've heard Space Dandy is really good. Like, really, really good. The first episode kind of is a turnoff for a lot of people, apparently. But I've heard great things about Space Dandy. So I'm not going to argue with Dandy's because it's such classic pompadour. I'm not going to lie. And I know I shouldn't say this with Yosuke on screen. I did always think that Yosuke's hair looked like someone stepped on it and there was like a foot, like a shoe imprint on his head. I thought that his hair looked like someone grilled a steak. It's not the size of the pompadour, it's how you use it. Oh my gosh. From killing time to... Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Space Dandy's fine. He's basically Johnny Bravo and the main guy. I've heard great things about Space Dandy. Like straight up, like, amazing things. Like, maybe I'm confusing it with something else, but my understanding was that it was really good. It's just kind of annoying that the main character is like a Johnny Bravo style, like a little bit of a pervert, a little bit of misogynist kind of deal. And that's like an annoyance that people put up with because the show is really good. He wants to dine in all branches of the intergalactic restaurant Boo Bees. Yes, it's based on Hooters. Ah. He just wants to admire women's breasts while eating good food. Okay. maybe this is a me thing. Maybe this is me. Am I the only one that does not want to admire women's breasts while eating good food? Am I the only one who is like, if I want to admire someone in that way, I don't want to do it while eating? Because eating time is for food and admiring time is for admiring. Like, am I the only one who's like that? I'm not going to say it was bad. I just didn't find it fun myself, but I did watch it also. Wait, so this is literally just talking about Space Dandy. This isn't even about the Pompadour itself. R. Romero, I'm on to you with your anime profile picture. Let's get back to Faust. Let's see if they get into any more wizard battles, or if it's just going to be really weird and creepy, like following a young woman again. Because that's what the previous 2 chapters were, or the previous 2 scenes. Public promenade. Faust walking up and down, wrapped in thought. To him, Mephistopheles. By love despised and its tortures fell, and by all the elements of hell. Oh, would I only know something worse, that I might cram it into a curse. What's wrong? What puts you in such case? In all my life, I never saw a face? The devil's self, if I were not, I'd pitch myself to him on the spot. What has befallen to rob you of your wits? How well on you this maniac fury sits? Just think, 'tis not to be endured. The set of jewels I procured for Margaret, a rascal priest, has swept clean off. He has the beast. Her mother of them got an inkling, and fell to quaking in a twinkling. The nose that woman has, you'd never believe, for scenting all that's wrong. Over her book of common prayer, she snuffles all day long. With sanctimonious scowl demure, at every stick of furniture, she drops her nose to I've already read this. She drops her nose to ascertain if it be holy or profane. So in the trinkets soon she spies that not much of a blessing lies. Quoth she, all she unrighteous gear corrupts both body and soul, my dear. So let us then this devil's bait to Mary Mother consecrate, and she as recompense instead will gladden us with heavenly bread. Poor Gretchen pulled a long wry face. Gift horse, she thought, in any case, and very godless he cannot be who brought it here so handsomely. The mother for this person sent, who heard her nonsense and his eyes. Be sure they gleamed with rare content when he beheld the glistening prize. Quoth he, a holy frame of mind, who conquers self leave all behind. The church for whom your gift is meant, a stomach has most excellent. Whole countries, land and grange, and town she at a meal has swallowed down. Yet ne'er, however gorged with pelf, was known to overeat herself. The church, my dears, alone with zest, can such unrighteous gear digest. The power it shares with not a few, your king now has a eke... Again, I don't know if I should be saying that. So saying, he swept off amain, ring, necklace, bracelet, brooch, and chain, with quite as unconcerned an air as if they merely mushrooms were, treating my precious gems in casket, like nuts so many in a basket, and promising that heaven no end of fair rewards to them would send. He took his leave, and there they sat, immensely edified by that. And Gretchen? She is all unrest, and scarce knows what she'd like best. Thinks of the trinkets night and day, and more of them that brought them. Hey! It pains me that my love should fret. Fetch her at once another set. The first were no great things. Heyday! All things are to my lord child's play. Do what I wish, and quickly, go! Stick to her neighbor close. Be no mere milk and water devil, and get out these gewgaws another set. That you desire it is enough. Such lovesick fools away will puff, sun, moon, and stars in the air, and all to please their lady fair. Yeah, so that was the last chapter I read last time. Didn't you read this chapter? Yeah. I read that chapter. I didn't realize I had until it was like a third of the way through, and I'm like, it's short. I'll just finish it. To catch up, folks, with what's happening in the story. This bit from Mephistopheles goes hard. Mephistopheles got bars. Like, particularly when... He had one section where I think he was roasting God. And I was just like, why Mephistopheles got bars? I love the jump from Space Dandy to Faust. That is not the weirdest jump we've had on this channel. My good man, forgive me. He has acted scurvily by me, to start away the Lord knows where, and leave me widowed, lorn and bare. I never plagued him, God forbid. I loved him dearly, that I did. Perhaps he's dead, though. Cruel fate, had I but some certificate to fact officially to state. Martha, what ails my pretty dear? I feel just like to drop. See here? Another casket, nothing less, of ebony left in my press, and things so grand and fine, I feel they're costlier than the first a deal. You must not let your mother know, or to the priest they too will go. Oh, see now, see, look at them do. You lucky, lucky creature, you. Alas, I never dare appear in the street or at a church in such fine gear. To me come often over, lass. You can put them on and nobody knows. Parade a good hour before the glass. We'll have our own enjoyment so. And then, if you'll but wait, no doubt you're sure somehow to get a chance, little by little, to bring them out. On holidays or at a dance. We'll manage it so to make no stir. A necklace first, then the pearl, earrings your mother won't notice, girl. We can always make up some story for her. But who could both the caskets bring? There's something wrong about the thing. Good heavens! Should that be mother? Some stranger 'tis. Nay, some stranger 'tis. Come in. I pray your pardon, ladies, for intruding thus. 'Tis most unceremonious. Steps back respectfully on seeing Margaret. Which may Dame Martha Schwertlein. Which may Dame Martha Schwertlein be? What is your pleasure? I'm she. Now that I know you, that will do. Your quality I see, with you. Excuse the liberty I took, and later in the day I'll look. Just think, the odd mistake he made. He fancied, child, you were a lady. A simple girl I am, and poor. The gentleman's too kind, I'm sure. These ornaments are not my own. 'Tis not the ornaments alone. The piercing glance, the air urbane. How glad I am, I may remain. Your news, sir? I'm all ears. How went it? I would my tale were less distressing. Oh me, I trust, you won't resent it? Your husband's dead, and sends his blessing. Is dead? Poor darling, lackaday! My husband's dead, I faint away. Hear the sad story to the end. 'Tis things like this which make me pray that fall in love I never may. For such a loss I do believe, to death itself would make me grieve. Ah, joy does hand in hand with care. But tell me, how he died and where? In Padua his bones repose, there, ma'am, in St. Antonio's, the best of consecrated ground, a quiet corner he found. But have you not for me beside? Yes, one most weighty, huge request, 300 masses to provide, to sing his poor soul into rest. Of all but this my pockets bear. What? Not a luck penny? What? Nor a trinket token? Why, there's not a handicraftsman but has got. Somewhere within his wallet stored, however bare some little hoard, something to touch a body's heart with, he'd sooner starve or beg than part with. I feel for you, but let me say, his money was not fooled away. Besides, he did his sins deplore, but mourned his evil luck considerably more. Alas, that men should be so wretched! He shall for his soul's repose have many a prayer from me. You are so good, so charming, you deserve a husband, and quickly too. Ah, no, too soon for that, I can't. Well, till the husband comes, then, a gallant. Heaven has no boon more sweet, more rare, than in one's arms to fold a thing so fair. That's not our country's usage, sir. Usage or not, such things occur. Go on, sir. I was at his side, there by the bed on which he died. A sorrier eyes never saw, a mere dung heap of rotten straw. Yet still he made a Christian ending, and found that, what with drink and spending, he had run up a great deal more than he had thought for on his score. How I detest myself, cried he, for having so disgracefully deserted both my wife and child. The thought of it is appalling. It saps my life. Could I but know that she forgives me ere I die? Dear heart, I forgave him a long time ago. Still, God knows she was more to blame than I. He lied there, what? To lie, the knave, upon the threshold of the grave. His latest gasps were spent in fiction. That is my most profound conviction. Small time for idling had I, he said. First getting children, then getting them bread, and clothing their back, yet never had a moment's quiet to eat my crust. Did he thus all my truth, my love, forget my drudging earthly and late? Be just, not so. Of that, in his dejection, he showed a touching recollection. When I, he said, was leaving Malta, I prayed for my wife and children most devoutly. Heaven so far blessed my prayers that by and by we met a Turkish galley, took it stoutly. It carried treasure for the Sultan. Their valor for once had its reward, 'tis true, and I received, and 'twas my simple due, of what we took a very handsome share. What? How? Had he hid it somewhere, I suppose? Where the four winds have blown it now, who knows? Strolling forlorn in Naples through the city, a damsel on his loneliness took pity, and such warm tenderness between them passed, he bore its mark, poor saint, about him to the last. Wretch! To his children play the thief? Not all his want, not all his grief, could check his shameless life? Aye, ma'am, but surely 'Twas this that killed him prematurely. Now were I in your place, I would mourn on one chaste year of widowhood, and look about the meanwhile to find a second husband to my mind. Dang. Ah me, with all his faults I durst not hope to find one like the first, a kinder heart fool than he 'twas scarcely possible to find. His only fault was, that from home he was too inclined to roam, love foreign women, filthy vice, and foreign wine and those cursed dice. That sounds like he was a cheater, an alcoholic, and a gambler. Dad? No. Angels and Mephistopheles had to, like, rap battle before they went to God. Yeah. Like, Mephistopheles rap battled with, like, Raphael and, like, Michael and, like, all of the three angels in order to get to the point where he could start insulting God. How different might have been his state, had he, poor wretch, been equally forbearing and affectionate. Treat me as well, and I protest, I'd ask you to change rings with me. Oh, Lord, sir, you are pleased to jest. I'd best be off now. This absurd old fool would take the devil at his word. How is it with your heart? Content? What mean you, sir? Sweet innocent. Ladies, farewell. Farewell. Before you go, sir, give me one word more. I'd like to have some proof to show where, how, and when my darling died, and was interred. I've always tried to be methodical, and so 'twould comfort me, it would indeed, could I his death but in the papers read. Oh, certainly, good madam. I your wish at once could gratify, one witness by another backed, all the world over proves a fact. I have a friend in town here, who will state what you require before the magistrate. I'll bring him here with me. Oh, do sir, pray. And this young lady will be with you, eh? A fine young fellow, a great traveller, quite a lady's man, especially polite. I'd sink with shame before him, sir. No, not before an emperor. At dusk in my back garden, you and your friend will hope to see. Okay, so second casket delivered to Margaret. Margaret is the romance. Martha is her friend, who they're storing the stuff at her place. Mephistopheles went there, is either pretending or just straight up knows what happened to Martha's now dead husband, or is just lying. He could just be lying. And he's basically setting up a situation where he can have Faust testify for the death of Martha's husband so that he can get Faust to meet Margaret. Kind of convoluted, but I wouldn't expect anything less from a devil deal. What speed? Will it work? What of my dear? Bravo, so hot? You'll shortly bring your quarry down. This evening at neighbor Martha's shall you see her. That is a woman made express to play the pimp and procuress. Good. But there's something, too, that she requires of us to do. Well, one good turn deserves another. We have to depone, a mere formality, that stiff and stark her husband's carcass lies in Podia on holy ground. Most wise! Why, we must make the journey first, of course? Sancta simplicatus. No need of that. You just speak to the facts and take them upon trust. The game is up, if that's the sole resource. Oh, holy man, is that your cue? Is this the first time in your life that you have borne false witness? Have you not in language the most positive defined God, the world, all that moves therein, mankind, his capabilities of feeling, thought, eye done in by a breast undashed by faintest fear, a forehead unabashed? Yet tax yourself, and you must own that you as much in truth about these matters knew, as of Herr Schwertlein's death that you do. Liar and sophist, thou wilt be, liar and sophist to the close. Oh, certainly. Could one not see a little farther before one's nose? Tomorrow will not you, of course, in all integrity, beguile poor Margaret, and your suit enforce, by swearing all your soul hangs on her smile? And from my heart I'd speak. Oh, specious art! You'll talk about eternal truth and love, of passion all control, all change above. Will this, too, come quite purely from the heart? Peace, fiend, at will. What? If I feel, and for that feeling frenzy flame, I seek but cannot find a name, then through the round of nature reel, with every sense at fever heat, snatching at all sublimest phrases, and call this fire that in me blazes, endless, eternal, eternal, is the mere devilish deceit, devised to dazzle, and to cheat? Yet I am right. Thou fiend infernal, hear me, and mark too what I say, so spare these lungs of mine, I pray. He that's resolved, he's in the right, and has but tongue enough, is quite secure to gain his point. But, come this babblement grow wearisome, right then, thou art, I grant it, just because I cannot choose, but must. Mephistopheles really said, trust me, bro. You're absolutely right. He's just like, trust me, bro. It'll work out fine. Have you really never claimed false witness before? And Faust is like, no. What? And Mephistopheles is like, it'll work. Trust. You didn't expect this to happen again? Shut up, okay? I noticed 10 minutes before stream that it was public instead of members. Because YouTube, when I say, okay, I want you to take all of the same functions, all of the same conditions of my previous member stream, that doesn't include members apparently. Silly. Margaret on Faust's arm, Martha with Mephistopheles walking up and down. Is Mephistopheles gonna riz up Martha? Can Mephistopheles pull? You only bear with me, I'm sure you do, to stoop to shame me, you so wise. You travelers are so used to view all things you come across with kindly eyes. I know my poor talk can but weary such a man as you that must have known so much. One glance, one word of thine, to me is more than all the world's best wisdom, all its lore. Kisses her hand. Oh, no, sir, no. How can you kiss it? 'Tis so coarse, so hard. It is not fit. The things I've had to do with it. Mother's too word I can't say. Indeed she is. They pass on. And you, like this, are always traveling, sir? Business, alas, and duty forces us. Ah, what pain it cost a man from many a place to stir, where yet his fate forbids him to remain. 'Tis very well to rove this way, about the world with young and strong and brave, but sooner or later the evil day, and to go crawling on into the grave, a stiff old lonely bachelor, that can never be good for any man. I shudder, thinking such may be my fate. Then, sir, be wise before it is too late. Yes, out of sight is out of mind. Politeness costs you nothing. Why, you've friends in plenty, good and kind, and they have far more sense than I. Oh, best of creatures, trust me. The pretense of that which passes with the world for sense more frequently is neither more nor less than self-conceit and narrow-mindedness. How so? Ah, the simplicity and innocence will never recognize themselves, and all their worth so holy. That meekness and a spirit lowly, the highest gifts that nature's free and loving bounty can devise. A little moment only think of me. I shall have time enough to think of you. You're much alone then? Yes, 'tis true. Our household's small, but still, you see, it wants no little looking to. We have no maid, so I've had to do the cooking, sewing, knitting, sweeping. I'm on my feet from morn till night, and my mother's so exacting and so tight in her housekeeping. Not that she needs to pinch so close. We might much more at ease than other people be. My father left us when he died, a cottage with some garden ground outside the town, a tidy bit of property. But now I am not near so sore beset. My brother is away, a soldier he, my little sister's dead. Ah, with the child I had a world of trouble, and yet, I'd gladly undergo it all again, though it were double. I loved the darling so. An angel, so sweet, if it resembled you. Did he just call her little sister an it? Wow. I brought it up, and do you know, it loved me with a... She also called him an it. I'm assuming this is like little sister, like under 5, because for the longest time, particularly at this time of the world, like at this time of year, at this time in human history with this part of the world, until you were like 3 to 5, you sometimes wouldn't get a name. Yeah, just calling it, because little sister, I wasn't sure if that was like a 1-year-old or if that was like a 7-year-old, because generally calling a child that's younger than 5 it and not giving it a name was a detachment method, so that when the child in all likelihood died because child mortality was so high, you wouldn't hurt as bad. Also in German, girl/maid is weirdly neutral term. Really? Oh. I mean, that just means miserly rather than having any connection. Oh, no, I know. But I know that if I said it, that's why I wasn't like panicking, because it wasn't the N-word. But if I said it, then I would, 1, get in trouble with YouTube, and 2, I'd probably get canceled. Even though I understand it is not the same as the N-word, it is similar enough. I brought it up, and do you know, it loved me with a love so true. My father died before 'twas born. We gave up mother for lost. Her fit left her so wasted and so forlorn, and very, very slow she mended, bit by bit. She could not, therefore, dream herself of suckling the poor little elf, and so I nursed it all alone, on milk and water, till at last it grew my very own. Upon my arm, within my breast, it smiled and crowed, and grew so fast. You must have felt most purely blessed. Oh yes, still I had many things to try me. The baby's cradle stood at night beside my bed. If it but stirred, I would awake in fright. One time I had to give it drink or food, another time to lay it by me. Then, if it had a crying fit, out of my bed I must get. And up and down the room must dandling it, and yet be standing at the washtub by daybreak. Then do the marketing, set the house to rights, and so it went on mornings, middays, nights, always the same. Such things will make one's spirits not all the times of the best. Still they give relish to our food, our rest. Poor women get the worst of it, though. A dry old bachelor is not easy to convert. Would one like you but make the trial? I my wicked days might soon desert. Frankly now, is there no one you have met? Has your heart not formed such attachment yet? What says the proverb? Our hearths of one own, and a housewife good, it is well known, are better than gold or precious stone. I mean, sir, have you never had a liking? The favor shown me everywhere is striking. I wish to say your heart, has it never been conscious of a serious feeling? Mephistopheles just deflecting. Madam, a jesting mood were most unfit, not to say dangerous, when with ladies dealing. Ah, you don't understand what I'd be at. I'm grieved most heartily for that, but this is quite clear in my mind, that you are very, very kind. Mephistopheles, master of dodging tough conversations. I gotta say. She's like, so, have you, have you, ever had feelings for anyone? And he's just like, favor shown me everywhere striking. Oh, what was the proverb? A hearth of one own and a housewife good is more valuable than gold or stone. Martha learns her husband is dead, goes straight to you single. I mean, it's Mephistopheles. It's Mephistopheles. He's charming if nothing else. When I came in, you little angel, then you knew me at a glance again. Did you not see? I could not meet your look. And you forgive the liberty I took. The mad impertinence which prompted me to stop you on the street the other day as you came out of the cathedral door. It took me quite aback. What could it be? Nothing like this had ever occurred before. No one of me an evil word could say, and then across my thoughts, alas, the day! Can he about me anything have seen, bold or unmaidenly in look or mien? It seems as if the thought had struck you. She's just the girl with whom one can make free. Let me confess the truth. Not then I knew what in your favor here began to stir, but with myself I was right angry, sir, that I could not be angrier with you. Sweet love, stay! She plucks a starflower and picks off the petals one after another. What is this, a nosegay? No, only a game. A game? You'll mock me. Go. What is it thou art remembering? What? He loves me not. Oh my gosh, Margaret, you don't do this in front of the person. You do this when you run off by yourself and you're watching them from afar in a flower field as they're off doing something. And then he loves me not. But then as you get to the final few, you see that it's going to go to he loves me not. And then you have a dramatic moment where it doesn't matter if the universe tells you whether or not he loves you, you're going to earn his love anyway. And so you like mess with the flower or you throw it away or something to the wind, and then you go and confront him anyway. That's what you do. Instead of just skipping time and still being alive. I want to say I'm starting to loathe how YouTube appears to stop and start the live part of the stream and just not be live. Oh no, I'm sorry. In fairness, Mephistopheles did tell her to look into finding a second husband. Okay, she learned yesterday that her husband is dead. She assumed that her husband was dead for the longest time. But also, Martha made it kind of clear, like, hey, I just really need a certificate of my husband's death, if you could. Which... Hang on. Her saying she needs a certificate indicates that she's more concerned with moving on than she is with, like, mourning him. I get the sense she doesn't really love her husband. I get the sense that she wanted to just kind of, like, move on and find someone new. What are those noises? You're doing nothing wrong, Arrow. You're great, thank you. Those noises are me yawning and stretching. This sounds too specific to have not happened. Listen, the only time I have ever seriously, well, not seriously, but like my main exposure to like they love me not is in the Mario DS game. What was it? It was, what was the Mario minigame? Was it, I think it was Super Mario DS. Okay, good. Listen, I make weird noises. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm not gonna stifle myself because frankly, they're not that bad. And I talked about this before, but there's currently a Twitter trend going around where people just make rhythmic moans. That's the entire trend. The goal is that you moan on the beat. And I don't get it. I'm not for it. But hey. Need a certificate of death can be like a veiled assassination request. Probably not in this case. Well, no, so I think that she assumed he was dead, wanted a certificate, and wants to move on. Because particularly in this time, if your husband is off like at war, I think if he dies, she needs like proof that her husband died before she can remarry. Otherwise, it will be considered adultery. Never stifle yourself, they just make me laugh. Shut up. That's a trend I hope I never come across. Waiting for the clip of just all moans and noises compiled. I've told people they can do that. I'm not gonna stop them. See, part of what it is that when I yawn, I tend to stretch, and I have like a tenseness between my shoulder blades, and so I feel this like tension in my back when I stretch, so it makes me make noises. I do kind of want to parody the moaning on the beat trend, where it's just like I have the same clip because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, ooh, 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 ah, 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 right? So it's like, there's like a lead up and then you start doing it. I want to do that where it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I just start screaming and I try my very best to maintain a single scream throughout the entire 5 measures, where the whole like joke of it is I'm a screamer. No, that was... Maybe I shouldn't do that. Someone making the Payday 2 song music track entirely from Arrow noises and cut out voice stuff from the cover, and then it's Arrow cappella. Listen, drop that in the Discord, and like make a bounty. Say like, hey, I'll buy you a $5 game on Steam if you do this. That was a good joke though. Like... It would be really funny. It would be really funny. Okay, no. I'm not gonna do it. My brand. I need to think of my brand. He loves me not. I guess, angelic creature. Loves me not. He loves me. Yes. Let what this flower has told thee be a revelation as from heaven to thee. Speak to me, dearest. Dost thou comprehend all that these simple words portend? He loves me, seizes both her hands. I am all a tremble. Oh, do not tremble. Let this look, this pressure of this hand, proclaim to thee what words can never speak. What bids us now surrender soul and sense, to feel a rapture which must be eternal. Eternal, for its end would be despair? No end. Margaret presses his hand, breaks from him, and runs off. He stands for a moment in thought, then follows her. 'Tis growing dark. Yes, and we must away. I'd ask you longer here to stay, were this not such a wicked place. Folks seem to have naught else to do, I vow, or think about except to play the spy upon their neighbors. How they rise, lie down, come in, go out, and take what heed one may, in any case, one's certain to get talked about. But our young couple? They have flown up yonder walk, the giddy butterflies. Quite fond of her, methinks he's grown. And she of him. Could it be otherwise? Okay, so like, Faust is like, hey, I love you, and she's like, I love you too, and now they're gonna go have insta-love where he's made a devil deal, which, in fairness, given that he literally has magic, I don't really care too much about insta-love. I care more about him being instantly in love with her. Oh, heck. Frick. Let me step away for just a quick second. I need to be gone for like 5 minutes. Darn it. Oh, my model broke. Whoops. My model is breaking. I just freaking remembered that I needed to move my car, and I needed to move it by 5 minutes ago, and I did not move it. So I am going to have to pay a ticket. Frick. Anyway. Yeah, so he has devil magic, so I don't really care about the fact she's insta-loving him. The fact he insta-loves her is kind of dumb. And I do kind of like how Mephistopheles is thoroughly uninterested in Martha, as Martha's like, hey, Mephistopheles. And he's just like, who are you? I am from ancient Greece. Margaret runs in, places herself behind the door, holds the tip of her finger to her lips, and peeps through the crevice. Can we Luigi some car tickets, please? Like, listen. No. This one was on me. I should have moved my car. But frickin' A. If someone wants to drop $100 as a super chat, I won't say no. Mephistopheles did get Faust some sort of elixir. Yeah, so I think Faust... Oh, you're so right. Faust, the elixir, is like youth, and also makes him see every woman as the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. I forgot about that. It's Mephistopheles, like, being problematic. I understand. He's coming. Did you just... He's coming. Did you fancy you could give me the slip? And then I've got you, rogue. They're kissing already? Embracing him and returning the kiss? Oh, best of men, I love thee. From my heart I do. Mephistopheles knocks. Who's there? Your friend. Beast. 'Tis time to go. Yes, sir. 'Tis late. Mayn't I escort you? No, my mother would. Farewell. Must I be gone? Farewell. Adieu. To meet again anon. Dear God, the things of every kind a man like this has in mind, I stand before him dashed and shy, and say to all he speaks of yes, in such a simple child as I, what he should see I cannot guess. Wow, that's a really short chapter. I don't know why this was its own scene, with all due respect. I would surplus money doesn't appear till end of January. That's fine. I'm not expecting anyone to donate. I'm just saying that it would be really nice. Because I just... Frickin' A. I literally thought about it last night and there was no parking. So I couldn't move. I physically could not move my car. So I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow morning. And then I didn't do it tomorrow morning because I was streaming. Heck. Forest and Cavern. So they've kissed. They're in love now. They're gonna spend all of eternity together. I don't know, freaking with devils. As you do. Majestic spirit, thou hast given me all for which I prayed. Thou did not in vain didst turn thy countenance to me in fire and flame. Thou glorious nature from my realm hast given, with power to feel and to enjoy her. Though thou no mere cold glance of wonder hast vouchsafed, but lets me peer deep down into her breast, even as into the bosom of a friend. Before me thou in long procession lett'st all things that live, and teaches me to know my kindred in still grove, in air and stream, and when the storm sweeps roaring through the woods, upwrenching by the roots the giant pines whose neighboring trunks in intertangled rows, in crashing ruin tear each other, and shake with roar and thunder of the hills. Then dost thou guide me to some sheltering cave, there show'st me to myself and mine own soul, teems marvels forth I weened not of before, and when the pure moon, with her mellowing light, mounts as I gaze, then from the rocky walls and out from the dark underwood, ascend forms silvery clad of ages long ago, and soft the austere delight of thought. Oh, now I feel no perfect boon has ever achieved by man. With this ecstatic power, which brings me hourly nearer to the gods, a yokemate thou hast given me, whom even now I can no more dispense with, though his cold insulting scorn degrades me to myself, and turns thy gifts to nothing with a breath. Within my breast he fans unceasingly a raging fire for that bewitching form, so to fruition from desire I reel, and midst fruition languish for desire. What? Not yet weary of this life of quiet? How can it charm you such a while? Pooh, pooh. 'Tis very well once in a way to try it, and then away again to something new. Wouldst thou hadst something else to do, then tease me when I would be still? Oh, I will leave you if you will, and leave you very gladly too. No need to be so very cross. A surely peevish mate like you is truly little of a loss. My hands are full from morn till night, and yet by look or sight you won't let me divine what's right, wrong or right, what things you like and what you don't. The true tone hit exactly. He wants to be thanked for boring me. Why, without me, poor son of clay, what sort of life would you have led? I've cured that brain of yours this many a day, of the whim-whams your sickly fancy bred, and from the ball of earth you clean away, had but for me long, long ago been sped. Is it for you to mope and scowl in clefts and caverns like an owl, or like a toad lap nourishment from oozy mosses and dripping stones? Oh, pastime rare and excellent, the doctors still stick in your bones. Dost comprehend what stores of fresh life force I gain in roaming thus by world and waste? Aye, couldst thou but divine it, thou, of course, art too much fiend such bliss to let me taste? A superbly earthly ecstasy, to camp on mountains in the dark, and dews and damp, in transports to embrace the earth and sky, yourself in a deity inflate, pierce the earth's marrow by the light of high, unreasoning presentiments? Unreasoning presentiments innate, feel in your breast the whole 6 days' creation, and in the pride of conscious power to glow, with quite incomparable elation, anon with lovers' raptures to overflow, into the universal all, with now no vestige left to mark the child of clay. This trance ecstatic, glorious in its way, all winding up at last. I shan't say how. Shame on thee! Oh, that shocks you. You have so much right with moral horror to cry shame. One must not dare to squeamish ears to name what nathless, squeamish hearts will not forego. Well, well, I grudge you not the satisfaction of lying to yourself upon occasion. That sort of thing soon loses its attraction. You'll tire of it, and without my persuasion, to your old whims you're falling back again, and 'tis most certain, if I let you, they'll be into madness lash your brain, or into horrors and blue devils fret you. Enough of this. At home your darling sits, and all of her vacuity and sadness, she cannot get you from her mind, her wits bewitched. She dotes on you to madness, at first your passion like a little brook, swollen by the mental snow all barriers overbore. Into her heart you've poured it all, and look, that little brook of yours is dry once more. Methinks instead of playing king among the woods your lordship might be doing better to requite the poor young monkey's hankering. Time drags with her so sadly, she, poor wight, stands on her window, marks with a listless eye the clouds o'er the old city walls go sweeping by. Oh, if a birdie might I be, so runs her song, half through the night, on all day long. And while she's gay, though mostly she's downcast, at other times she's pumped quite full of tears, and then to appearance calm again, but first and last in love o'er head and hears. Serpent! Serpent! Oh, I bear you, so that I ensnare you. Out of my sight, accursed thing, dare not to name her, nor before my half-distracted senses bring desire for her sweet body no more. What's to be done? She thinks you gone forever, and in a manner so you are. I near her, I, but were I never so far, I never can forget, and can lose her never. I envy even the host itself, whenever 'tis touched by those sweet lips of hers. Indeed, Well, friend, I've often envied you the pair of dainty twins that midst the roses feed. Hence, pimp! Oh, rare, you rail and I must laugh. The god who fashioned lad and wench knew what he meant too well by half. His noble purpose not to clench, by fashioning occasion due for bringing them together too. Away, 'tis such a cruel case. 'Tis your mistress's chamberman you go, and not, methinks, to your undoing. What were heaven's bliss itself in her embrace? Though on her bosom I should glow, must I not feel her pangs, her ruin? What am I but an outcast, without home, or human tie or aim resting place, that like a torrent raved along in foam, from rock to rock with ravening fury wild, on to the brink of the abyss? And she, an unsuspecting innocence a child, hard by that torment's bank and tidy caught, upon her little patch of mountain lee, with all her homely joys and cares begot and bounded in that little world. And I, the abhorred of God, 'twas not enough that down with me I whirled the rifted rocks, and shattered them. I must drag her and her peace, into the dust. Thou, hell, must have the sacrifice perforce. Help, devil, then, to bridge my torturing throes. Let that which may be swiftly take its course. Bring her doom down on me, to crown my woes, and o'er us both one whelming ruin close. What are you asking for? I legitimately don't know what you're asking for, Faust. Ho, up at a boiling point again. Get in, fool, and console her. When such silly pates no outlet can descry, they think the very crash of doom is nigh. Give me the man that on will go, not to be swayed or shaken from his level, and yet at other times you show a tolerable spice too of the devil. Go to the devil that despairs. Go to the devil that despairs, I deem, of all poor creatures in the extreme. I have no idea what Faust is asking for. I ain't even gonna front. I know Mephistopheles is telling him, like, hey, go to her. Like, go console her. But I think Faust is asking, like, to damn her? I think he wants them to die together? Yeah. It's fascinating that Sha'ant became Shant. I mean, it makes sense, right? Shall contracted with not contracted in NT, an apostrophe T, and then shall not contracted into shall apostrophe not. If it makes you feel any better, I lost out on €6 that I really could have used earlier today because I was stupid and forgot I was overdrawn. Oof. That's rough. Pimp, huh? Yeah, hence pimp. I was chuckling to myself at that. Whew. My peace is gone, my heart is sore. 'Tis gone forever and evermore. Where he is not, is the grave to me. The whole world's changed, ah, bitterly. I sit and I ponder, one only thought, my senses wander, my brain's distraught. My peace is gone, my heart is sore. 'Tis gone forever and evermore. From my window to greet him, I gaze all day. I stir out, if meet him, I only may. His noble form, his bearing high, his mouth's sweet smile, his mastering eye, and the magic flow of his talk, the bliss in the clasp of his hand, and oh, his kiss. My peace is gone, my heart is sore. 'Tis gone forever and evermore. For him doth my bosom cry out and pine. Oh, if I might clasp him and keep him mine, and kiss him, as fain would I'd faint on his kisses, yes, faint and die. Okay, simp. Promise me, Henry. What I can, I will. What do you stand about religion say? You are thoroughly a good man, but still, I fear you don't think much about it anyway. Hush, hush, my child. You feel, I love you, good. For those I love could lay down life, and no man would I of creed or church bereave. That is not right. We must ourselves believe. Must we? Ah, could I but persuade you, dear. You do not even the sacraments revere. Revere I do. But seek them not, alas. For long you've never gone to shrift or mass. Do you believe in God? Love. Who dare say I do believe in God? You may ask priest or sage, and their reply will only seem to mystify and mock you. Then you don't believe? My meaning, darling, do not misconceive. Him who dare not name, or who proclaim, him I believe, who feel yet steal, himself to say, him I do not believe. The all-embracer, the all-sustainer, embraces and sustains he not, thee, me, himself? Rears not the heaven its arch above, doth not the firm set earth beneath us lie? And with the tender gaze of love, climb not the everlasting stars on high? Do I not gaze upon thee, eye to eye? And all the world of sight and sense and sound bears it not upon thy heart and brain, and mystically weave around thy being influence that never wane? Fill thy heart thence even unto overflowing, and with thrill ecstatic thou art glowing, then call it whatever thou will, bliss, heart, love, God, name for it all I have none. Feeling it is all in all. Feeling is all in all. Name is but sound and smoke, shrouding heaven's golden glow. Anytime anyone asks me what my spiritual beliefs are, I'm just gonna say, my meaning, darling, do not misconceive. And then just go through this whole monologue. All this is beautiful and good. Just so, the priest too speaks to us at times in words, though somewhat different. So speak the hearts of all men So speak the hearts of all men in all climes, o'er where the blessed sky has been, on which the blessed light of heaven doth shine, each in a language that is his, then why not I in mine? To hear you speak, it looks not much amiss, but still there's something, love, about it wrong. For Christian you are not, I see, dear child. My heart has ached for long to see you in such company. How so? The man that is your mate wakes in my inmost soul the deepest hate. In all my life not anything has given my heart so sharp a sting as that man's loathsome visage grim. As that man's loathsome visage grim. Nay, dear, have no fear of him. His presence makes my blood congeal. Kindly to all men else I feel, but however so for you I long. From that man with strange dread I shrink. That he's a knave I need must think. God pardon me if I do him wrong. Such odd fish there must always be. I would not live with such as he. Whenever he comes, he's sure to peer in at the door with such a sneer, half angry like with me. That he is no one thing takes part is clear. Of his brow 'tis written as on a scroll, that he can love no human soul. I feel so happy within thy arms, so free, so glowing, so fearless of harms. But in his presence my heart shuts too. You sweet, foreboding angel, you. It masters me in such a way, I even think when he comes near that I could no longer love you, dear. If he were by, I never could pray, and that eats into my heart. You too must feel my Henry as I do. 'Tis mere antipathy you bear. Now I must go. Oh, can I ne'er hang one short hour in quiet on thy breast, bosom by bosom, soul in soul caressed? Ah, if I only slept alone, tonight I'd leave the door upon the latch I would, but mother sleeps so very light, and were we caught by her, I should drop dead upon the spot I vow. She need not know, thou angel thou. Here is a phial, let her but take 3 drops of this, and it will steep nature in deep and pleasing sleep. What would I not do for thy sake? Thou art sure it will do her no harm? Would I advise it else? There's some strange charm. When I but look at you, that still constrains me, love, to do your will. I have already done so much for you, that scarce aught left in me to do. The silly ape. Is it gone? So then, thou hast been playing spy again? I heard distinctly all that passed. You had, Sir Doctor, first and last, a stiffish dose of cachishing? A stiffish dose of cachishing. I'm sure I hope 'twill do you good. It certainly is not surprising. These silly-pated wenches should be always anxious to discover if in his prayers and pace their lover jogs on the good old humdrum way. If pliable in that, they think, us too he'll placidly obey. Thou monster, thou dost not perceive how such a loving, faithful soul, full of her faith, which is to her how such a loving, faithful soul full of her faith. Faust, you've had bars. This whole thing is in a rhyme scheme. This whole thing has flow. You can't say, faithful soul full of faith. No, Faust. No. Thou monster, thou dost not perceive how such a loving, faithful soul, full of her faith, which is to her the one sole pledge of endless bliss, is racked by pious anguish to believe him that she dotes on doomed to everlasting dole? Thou supersensual sensualist, a flirt, a doll, a dowdy, leads thee by the nose. Thou vile abortion, thou of fire and dirt! About to start calling people vile abortions. What skill in physiognomy? What skill in physiognomy she shows. She turns, she can't tell how, when I am present. The little mask of mine, it seems, reveals meanings concealed, but certainly unpleasant. Then I'm a genius, past mistakes she feels. The devil's self, perhaps, for aught she knows. Well, well, tonight. What's that to you? Oh, in that I have my pleasure too. Okay, so we're now at a new scene. We're at scene 4. We're at act 4. Faust, I'm done with the drama. I'm gonna touch grass. Miss her, though. You should text her. And quaff the raven nevermore. I was also thinking that. The Gretchenfrage, Gretchen's question about his religion, is also a common German phrase, basically about asking a question straight to the core. Litmus test. Ooh, I think it's katechishing from katechizes, a doctrine instruction. You be preaching here, bro. Katechizing. That's how I pronounce that. A stiffish dose of catechizing. Okay, so it's like castigating, or not castigating. Castigating is chiding. Catechizing is preaching. I could keep going, but I have stuff to do, and I need to go handle that ticket I just got. So, catechism. Catechism? Catechism. Catastrophe? Catechin Jungle Warriors. Yeah, so I need to go deal with that ticket, and I also have stuff to do today. So, that is Faust. We are now on Act 4. I think next stream is going to be all of Act 4. The stream after that is going to be all of Act 5. And I don't know the difference between Part 1 and Part 2. I don't know if Part 2 is, like, necessary. I don't know if it's just the 5 acts and then Part 2 is, like, a sequel kind of deal. I'll see how I feel then. But I hope that you enjoyed. I apologize for the brief interlude part of the way through. We talked about pompadours. That is unrelated, but... yeah, sorry, I just got thrown off after having to deal with real life stuff. I hope you have a lovely day, evening, afternoon, whenever. Tomorrow, you'll be playing Stray Gods, the musical video game on Twitch. And next Wednesday is going to be a normal stream, but my goal is I'm going to start doing vertical streams, where I'm going to set it up so I can have both a horizontal and a vertical stream at the same time. So if you're scrolling your shorts feed, you might see me. And if you just click on the stream normally, you can see me. That's the goal. I don't know how that's going to go. We'll see if that works. But enjoy. Part 2 is a sequel, not as good, but kind of crazy. I might just read through I might next, depending on how long these scenes are, I might just grind through the remainder of Faust Act 1, or Faust Part 1, next week on Friday. And then maybe I'll read Part 2 as the start of streams, like one or two scenes a stream. We'll see how we feel. But anyway, Stray Guards is going to be so awesome. Yes, I've been so excited for it. I've had it for a while, just haven't played it. I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope you have a lovely day, night, evening, whenever. If you're a VOD watcher, or if you're a commenter, or if you're a lurker, I appreciate all of you nonetheless. And take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.